start. So, Katie, how do you feel after the class? What?
So we just got done with our first
CCST. CCT. So lots
Caregiver Core Training.
So lots of acronyms.
Foster Care World.
The LICWA.
ICWA. Is there an L? I thought it was ICWA.
LICWAC. Actually, it was. Yes.
Somebody called it ICWAC.
LICWAC.
Like there's no K or anything.
Yeah, it was while you were in the bathroom.
No, I heard her say it funny one time, but it was not LICWAC. It's ICWA, ICWA. But somebody
there's another version of it. I'll show you.
LICWAC? What's
Yeah.
that? Okay. Anyways, we just did our first 9 to 5 training.
4:30.
Yeah, 9 to 4:30 today. There was an hour break. We went to Chipotle. With Kelsey and James, our friends that are also doing foster care, are becoming licensed. Tomorrow we have another 9 to 5 class.
Shout out to Chipotle. Like and subscribe to our channel.
Is Chipotle sponsoring this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have another class from 9 to 5 tomorrow up in Tacoma, this church that opens their doors for this. And then next weekend on Saturday, we have like a 9 to 2 CPR class. And then CPR, first aid, HIV, something like that. And then the weekend after that, we have another Friday and Saturday of 9 to 5 training.
Lots of information.
Yeah, lots of information, lots of sitting on really hard chairs, but they have lots of snacks, so that's cool. And yeah, my head really hurts right now, and we're tired from just sitting all day.
But yeah, lots of good information. Obviously on our hearts, like, why we want to be foster parents is helping.
Oh, look, more traffic.
Of course. Just helping these kids in need, and they played a couple videos of showing.
That was a heartbreak.
Showing, like, just kind of like foster kids and like abusive families. Like, it showed this dad carrying around this girl and like driving her and stuff, and it's just so scary. And
it's sad to imagine it being our kids.
Yeah.
Like, even though I am their mom, and like I obviously know I would never hurt them, and like they're always gonna be safe with us, like it makes me so grateful that they do have us, and they do have a loving home, and that they'll never have to know what that's like, because I can't imagine. Anyways.
Yeah, and so just to see that and just remind ourselves of that, of where they're coming from, and just how much this world needs that.
Yeah.
Whether it's through foster care or, other, just maybe even just your relatives or something, So it was just, tugged at my heart.
Yeah, it's a good reminder of why we're doing it. Because a month ago was when I made the first video and shared what's on our hearts and how we got to that point and why we're doing it. And then we've been filling out our packet in this last month. Anyways, filling out our packet over the last month and doing the paperwork. But we made the decision about a month ago, or a little over a month ago. And then since then, it's just been, at least for me, kind of difficult. Not that I've ever considered changing my mind or anything, but especially lately, like things with our own boys have been really difficult, challenging. Obviously Weston, he's just needy. He's like a super happy, easy baby, but he's only 6 or 7 months old. So he needs me to put him down for naps regularly and nurse him a lot and needs to be held and all that. And then Hudson has been really difficult lately too. So anyways, just imagining bringing more kids into our home, 1 or 2 more kids, especially foster kids that have more behavioral issues because of their trauma, is just daunting. So over the last month, it's just been like nerve-wracking to think about doing this, and I've just felt more uncertain. Again, not that I would change my mind, but just like, I don't know, not as much peace about it. And now, after going through this first training class, it was just like a good refresher and reminder of the need and why we want to do it, and that it isn't about us or how easy our lives can be or convenient or comfortable, but it's about meeting the needs of these kids who have it so much worse than us, and ultimately serving the Lord through it and answering the call that He has placed in Christians' lives, which is to care for orphans and widows. So that was a good refresher, a lot of information. I wanted to talk a little bit, unless there's anything else you want to say about the training. I wanted to talk a little bit about the process, in case anybody watching this is interested in actually doing this.
Call it the triple P.
What's that?
Process.
Oh, the process? Yeah, it is the process. Okay, so the first step is calling an agency. We're going through an agency called Olive Crest in Tacoma. They're a private Christian agency, which I think is really important, to have them looking at foster care through a biblical lens, not just the way the state sees it. I think that's really helpful and really vital, honestly, for Christian families that are wanting to go into foster care, to go through a Christian agency. I think it'll make all the difference in the process, just knowing that we're on the same page and coming at it from the same perspective. So anyways, first step is you call them and tell them that you're interested. Maybe you'll have questions that you want to get answered from them, so you can talk to them on the phone about those questions. And then if you're wanting to actually move forward, then you spend about 10 or 15 minutes, and the person on the phone will ask you some basic questions about yourself, and your husband or wife, how many kids you have, job, why you want to do foster care, just basic questions. And then basically they're kind of like, you're screening them because they'll tell you their heart for foster care and what they do, and then they're kind of screening you to a degree, like not like you need to really watch what you say or anything, but just to make sure that it seems like what you're like, that you have their intentions going into it, and that you seem like a good fit for their agency. And so then at the end, they'll say, okay, this is great, thank you for sharing. And then they'll tell you about the process moving forward. And then you'll get your packet in the mail. And again, this is for our experience. I don't know how it's different for other people, but our other agencies. But then you get a packet in the mail. And she told me to hold on to the table. What'd she say? Be sitting down or hold on to the edge of the table when you open the packet or something, because it's really big. And it is really big. There's a lot of paperwork. Yeah. A lot of forms to fill out. A lot of things that you're just signing, like policy agreements and stuff. And then inside there's 2 personal question packets, one for you, one for your spouse. And the personal questions, there's like 60 or more, and they're kind of like...
Just copy and paste your wife's. That's what I did.
No, you didn't. They're kind of wanting them in like a thought out paragraph form, not like super duper long, but it's not like bullet point answers necessarily. So it's really daunting. It didn't take quite as long as I thought it would, but it was a lot of questions to answer, like really thorough, detailed about your life, past and present, and different scenarios that might come up and how you'd handle them. There's medical reports that your doctor has to fill out. Background check, so you fill out your background check paperwork, and there's a bunch of different things in this packet, and you want to get as much of it done as you can before you turn it in, at least some of it in, and that begins the process. You don't have to turn all of it in, but most of it. That begins this 4 to 6 month process that it takes to get licensed. And once you turn that in, they will send in your background check. You'll also have to send out 4 references, so you give 4 references to them, and they'll mail them the form that asks different questions about their opinion of you and how they view you, how you interact with children, how you interact with your spouse. So I chose my mom, 2 close friends, and then our pastor's wife for that. Anyways, back to the background check. They'll send that in, and then the state will send you a fingerprinting appointment form, and you set up your appointment, you go get your fingerprinting done, which we've both done. And so this is kind of the point that we're at, is we're now in the training. We've just about finished all of the paperwork in our packet. We have a few things left. Our background checks have been sent out. We both got our fingerprints done. It's going to be the most high quality video ever made.
What?
I keep like checking the phone, and we're in the car. Who knows what it's going on. Yeah, so that's where we're at. And so the next steps are to just keep finishing up a few things we have left to do in our packet, like get our marriage license and...
Because we're not married yet.
Yeah, well, we got a marriage license, a copy of one recently, but somebody lost it. So, yeah. Yeah, finishing up the paperwork and doing our core training.
Watch this say laundry.
Laundry?
Yeah. Your laundry sunglasses.
Yeah, these
Wear
are the
those when you
glasses
do
I wear when I do
laundry?
laundry.
Right on the...
Yep.
Why don't you drink that?
I don't know. Good question.
Trying to be cool.
What? Yeah. It's so cool to stay hydrated, guys. Sip, sip.
No, while you're videoing. Are you trying to give props to Chipotle? Shout out Chipotle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Burritos.
Anyways. Once we finish our paperwork and our training, which will be done in 2 weeks,
Sorry.
then the background check comes in, we will move on. If everything checks out, they don't find out about our horrible past. Just kidding. Then we will begin the process of home study, which that's where the bulk of the length of the process takes place. The background check and everything should be done in probably the next 2 weeks, hopefully. And then we'll move on to home study. My hope is that everything goes pretty well. I'm trying to get all my stuff in, all of our paperwork in as quickly as possible, so the process isn't delayed more than it needs to be. And then the earliest we could be licensed, the 4-month mark would be mid-October. 6 months would be mid-December. So ideally, if we get called soon after we're licensed, we could have a little one in our home by Christmas, which would be really special. Potentially really hard for them, being away from their family, depending on their age. But really special to be able to make it a special Christmas for them. Yeah, so the home study's next. I don't really know a lot about it because we haven't gotten there yet, but I think there's like 2 or 3 times that the visitor, I don't know what you call it, home study licenser or something, will come out to your home, and a lot of it is like interviewing you and talking to you about the information in your packet, those questions that you filled out, getting to know you better, and then obviously checking for like safety issues in their home. So they're not necessarily looking for like cleanliness or that your home is pristine and perfect, or and things are super clean or super cozy. I mean, obviously that's ideal, but they're mostly looking for safety things like knives are out of reach, chemicals are locked up,
my AK-47s away.
Yeah, you can't really have those accessible to the children like they are now with their own kids. Yeah, things like that. And so they'll come once, and if everything goes well, then there'll be some things you fix, I'm sure, and you'll do that, and then they'll come back a second time for like the final walkthrough and discussion, however that goes, and then they'll work on writing up their really detailed report. Don't text and drive. They'll write up their really detailed report, and then that goes off to somewhere in California for revision, and then it comes back up here to Olive Crest, and then they send it out to the state, and then the state approves it, and then you're licensed. And at least in our area, I've heard that you can get called like the same day, next day. I would imagine for sure within at least a couple of weeks of getting licensed, but it can happen pretty quick because there's such a high need. So be ready for that. I don't know if I've said it, but we're hoping, our plan right now is to do 0 to 2 and ages for kids, boy or girl. And we're gonna just start out with 1, but I could see in the future doing a sibling set of 2 if we were to get the call for that. Oh, there's a crack on that. If I noticed it before. But we'll just start out with 1 because we've already got 3 kids of our own, so we're not trying to go absolutely crazy, just a little bit crazy. Eventually, we see ourselves adopting. But I think for now, we don't want to take in the kids that are like come in with the intention of being adopted just yet, because then once you add to your family permanently, then there's less opportunity obviously to take in more foster kids. So for now, I think we will just stick with, unless the situation presents itself and obviously we feel more leading us to that, but I think for now we'll just stick with kids that are just regular foster kids, with the intention of reunification with their parents. Yeah, so I think that's about where we're at. Any other thoughts?
You said it quite well.
Thank you, kind sir.
Yeah, we're just excited and feel blessed to have an impact on these kids' lives.
Yeah, it feels like a really big honor, I guess, to like be in a position to be able to do that.
I mean, that's just like you said in the beginning about taking care of the orphan and the widows.
Yeah.
It's just another thing in the Bible that tells us how we can serve. Yeah, just excited.
We're really tired.
I'm beyond like 7 times during this video.
Tired but excited. We're going home to our kiddos. This is the first time I've left Weston for anywhere near this long. I think the longest I've left him is like 3 hours. And I left him this morning at 8, so it has been 9 hours so far. 7.5 hours. So yeah, it's been a while. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully I can continue to document this as I have time. Probably once we get into like the home study aspect and more realistically what that's like, as we start like actually preparing for the things in our home, like things we need to buy and getting space set up and all that. I'll update on what that looks like. So yeah, anyways.
Hit like, hit and subscribe. Thanks. Always wanted to say that.
Oh my gosh.
True YouTuber.
Bye.